Well, let's start with some really good news. Let's start with yet another amazing talk from Ashton Kutcher, a guy who I can't believe is not a Tea Party member because he says absolutely everything that hardworking, God-fearing Americans stand for. And I don't know who he thinks, I don't know who he thinks the Tea Party is. I don't know who he thinks we are, but I gotta break it to you, Ashton. We're you. You're us. Listen to this from the Ellen Show. Do we have it, Pat?
Yeah, we're playing it. It's just not. It's not coming.
It's
through.
just not.
Yeah, maybe there's a button or something.
Goodness. Are you using?
There we go. There we go.
Are
Okay,
you using the president's website?
We are, and I think we fixed it.
All audio comes through healthcare.gov now.
Yes,
all audio,
Yeah.
but we'll have it fixed by the end of the month.
At least. Well, maybe.
Yeah,
well, not,
all right.
actually,
we don't know which
because
month.
this is a private business, we fixed it a little sooner than that.
Really?
I also think that there's, an entitlement that is starting to emerge that I think is unhealthy for people and unhealthy for a country. And it was funny, like I talked to some of my friends, and they don't want to get a job at Starbucks, or they don't want to get a job at wherever because they feel like it's below them. And I think the only thing that can be below you is to not have a job. Like, go work until you can get the job that you want to have. And I'm really lucky. I get to work with a lot of entrepreneurs that are building some of the coolest new stuff in the world. And, these guys work really, guys and girls, they work really, really hard. And they put in the hours, and they're generous and care about other people. And it's what's led to their success.
Yeah. How great is that? How great is that? And you're right, Glenn. He probably...
It's heresy.
I mean... This is from the same guy who stood there with his wife at the time, Demi Moore, and did the "I pledge my service" or "I'm going to be a servant to the president" thing a few years ago.
Video. When I come home, Stu, will you write a video? I want to write a plea to Ashton Kutcher. Who do you think you are? I mean, seriously, who do you think you are? I don't understand, and I really want to have a dialogue with you, because if you can still be on your side and make sense, and all your friends are clapping, then we need to talk, because we're missing something here. Because you're saying everything we believe in. So what is it that you think about us, and what is it that we think about you that we need to expose to break down a barrier? Because if your side believes all this, that's our biggest point. That's our biggest point. So then all of the stuff that's separating us is ridiculous.
They don't.
And we got to expose it.
There's so many of them that don't. I mean, his line there where he said the only thing beneath you is not having a job. If you said that line, that would be controversial. Because it would be like, people who are struggling and can't find work are beneath you?
Here's what I want to do.
Yes.
Here's what I want to do. I want you to take what I just said there and and fill it in with other people on our side that have said things that he agrees with, and then the stuff that he has said, and say, look, what's the deal, Ashton? Really, seriously. Because our side agrees with you. Everything. I don't know if he has no way of knowing that. Again, I'll bet you this is the number one story on the Blaze.
It is, by far, yeah.
By far.
Yeah.
The last time he spoke, it was the biggest thing the Blaze did, I think, since we started, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was first or second, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was
first. The first, the number one or number two story of all time in the history of the Blaze. Now, I know it's only 3 years, but there's been a lot of big stories since. And this is the biggest story. So we agree with you. So what is it we have to do? Or what is it you're missing about us? Or what is it we're missing about you that we can get rid of, because this is central to our message.
Yeah,
we believe that.
He's an interesting case because he's not like he's from the Midwest. Mm-hmm. He was at one point a Republican.
Was he really?
Yeah, and I think I can't remember.
Was it Demi Moore that tainted him,
or what?
I
think he actually voted for George W. Bush the first time. And then
in 2000? Was he old enough?
I think so. And
Stop it.
And then he went from there, and I think it may have been 2004 that he voted for Bush. I can't remember. And then at some point he turned, and I don't know if he became anti-war or there's some big issue that he turned on.
Might have been. Maybe it was the war.
Yeah, and then he wound up.
We can unite on that now too. So
look at that.
We're kind of there with you, Ashton. Join us.
Because the way he speaks, Glenn, it reminds me a lot of the way Mike Rowe speaks, and as you've had him on over the past few weeks. And that's just common sense America.
Mike is coming back in next week. That's what we should do. We should invite Ashton Kutcher to come with Mike Rowe and do a show with Ashton Kutcher and Mike Rowe.
God, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I think that'll be interesting.
That's what we should do. Let's see. Would you contact TV?
We'll do.
I'm